There's a random Easter egg in Starfield that you may have come across, but if you haven't, you can actually visit someone's grandmother out in the middle of space. I'm going to quickly go through what you find on her ship and the interaction that you have in case you haven't found her yet. Let's get into it. Now, like a lot of different Easter eggs inside of Starfield, you'll actually see this one appear out of nowhere once you go to hyperspace, kind of like the Valentine ship that you'll randomly come across that is singing when you actually interact with it. Thankfully though, this Easter egg is a little bit more in depth, and you can actually explore an entire ship that is dedicated to someone's grandmother, or just someone's grandmother that's hanging out in the middle of space. She'll start telling you about her life a little bit, at the same time introducing you to a bunch of different food and telling her about her husband that passed away and why she's out here. So there's a little bit more of a reasoning, but nothing that's truly in depth or anything that adds to an additional quest, or at least that I haven't found while going through some dialogue with her. You can go in a random different directions with her in these conversations. It really is depending what your answers to her questions are, what questions you ask her. It's nothing super in depth. But one thing about interacting with Grandma here is that your entire ship that she is on is lootable, and you can take pretty much whatever you want. But the main things on here that you'll find are probably some credits and a bunch of different food items that have a lot of different stat attributes to them. Now, when I tell you this food is all over the ship, there it is all over the ship. You also find little Easter eggs inside this Easter egg about her husband that died, all kinds of things in this ship. There's a lot of wacky stuff around here. And the ship itself is very basic. I'm going to give you a quick tour around there, kind of give you the idea of all the different food items that you find, addition to any healing items and a bunch of different credit locations around here. The food is quite literally everywhere, as I mentioned earlier. It's all over the kitchen. It's on the first floor of the ship and the second floor where the actual driving seat is. If you explore every nook and cranny of this small ship, you'll find food in all these different corners, and a lot of them, as I had mentioned, have some stat boosts, such as ones that increase your XP gain over a certain amount of time, increases your O2 regeneration, your damage resistance over time. All these kinds of things are found in all these pre-made meals. You'll also find a lot of different drawings throughout this ship that she's been doodling. I believe this is her dead husband that she made, but it's little wacky things like that around this entire ship. Now, I personally didn't try this, but I do believe you can steal her ship from her. Obviously, you'd probably have to kill her first, but it is something you can do if you want to be that cold-hearted to a grandma that invited you onto her ship for some food. You can also take from her cargo hold if you really want to, which I definitely did for some free credits. It's an interesting Easter egg. It's a lot of fun on here as well, especially with all the free stuff you get from her. But outside of some free credits, a lot of free food, and a potential free ship if you want to go that direction, that's all there really is around this Easter egg. But I thought it was worth noting because there's a ton of them in here, and this is an easily missed one. Hope you guys found this helpful, and I'll catch you guys on my next video.